What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley, and that's the one and the only. It is Scott Savage. Scott, what's going on, buddy?
I don't know if I want to return to Hogwarts and
do.
just keep playing more Scars Above, or the games just keep adding up.
Oh, dude, we are far from done. There's always lots to talk about. Where everybody can join us, normally live at noon Eastern, our new time right now, over on Twitch and YouTube at the official ITG. But if you can't join us live, then hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Scott, today's show put together a couple interesting little tidbits of information for everybody to mull over. And we're going to talk about it because we finally received sales numbers for Xbox Series X. But how does it compare to the PlayStation 5? Yeah, we have those numbers, those predictions and such. We'll be talking about those. Hogwarts Legacy still holding strong at number 1 for the charts. And then Final Fantasy 16 will not be coming to PC in the first 6 months. We'll talk about that as well. Interesting. And dude, I always love talking about games. This is why I love this show so much. Let's get into it, because Xbox Series X and S has sold 18.5 million units versus PS5's, ready? 30 million. Analysts' firm estimates. So this is all estimations, Scott.
This includes X and S, right?
Yes, it does. So it's 2 consoles versus really 1 console. Just saying. So here's Chris Scullion over at VGC. Xbox doesn't tend to release console sales figures unless significant milestones are reached, meaning there are now official figures for how Xbox Series X and S systems have performed. However, in a newly published review of the console market in 2022, Ampere analyst Pierre Harding's Rollings, holy crap, hang on, I'm going to say this again. Ampere, analyst Piers Harding's Rolls estimated that 18.5 million consoles have been sold by the end of last year. Harding Rolls notes, dude, what kind of name? Either way. Harding Rolls notes that while sales of both PS5 and the Xbox Series X were held back due to ongoing stock shortages, Xbox managed to slightly increase its share of unit sales over the past year due to more widely available Xbox Series S. However, he notes, quote, the level of demand for Series S during the holiday season, even when pricing promotions, suggests that it does not have the high-end pull of its bigger brother, end quote, meaning the Xbox Series X. Last month, Sony announced that it was now much easier to find PS5s, claiming that its hardware shortage was coming to an end, while Microsoft has yet to make any similar claim to the Xbox Series X. As such, Harding Rolls predicts that the sales gap between PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S will increase in the first half of 2023, at least until Xbox Series X shortages end. Quote, availability of PlayStation 5 improved towards the end of the year, especially in the US, and global stock has much more regularly available in 2023, end quote, he explained. Quote, Amber expects the gap between PlayStation 5 and Xbox unit sales to widen in the first half of 2023, and the Xbox Series X only becoming more consistently available in the second half of the year, end quote. Scott, this is all analysts kind of guessing and estimating, but it sounds like, from what we've been able to gather, 18.5 million units versus 30. Xbox versus PlayStation. This is okay, and I don't want to do this. I don't want to do the whole console war thing, right? It's just interesting to see where the sales numbers are, because we never get details of where Xbox is at.
I have to announce that I pour water on every console fight I've come across on the internet, and I can't help myself. You got to stop doing that. If anything, we can all bind together and force Nintendo to put out a new console. That is the only stance I will back.
Absolutely. Yeah, everybody tweeted Nintendo. Where's the Switch Pro? Dude, also at the end of this comes elsewhere in the analyst, Harding Rolls claims that Microsoft's shares of the gaming market, combining sales of hardware, gaming content, and subscriptions, grew from 25.5% in 2021 to 27.3% in 2022, while Sony's dropped from 46%, Scott, 46% to 45%. So overall gaming share market, Sony's still owning almost half of it.
Yeah, by a substantial lead.
Right? So this is when you now get into, let's talk about the Activision thing, because that will just never seem to die. The
Yeah,
Activision Blizzard
everything.
deal,
Everything
right?
has something to do with it.
That whole deal, though, when you talk about Sony losing out on Call of Duty, and Activision is like, well, we're going to go over here with Xbox, but they're worried about the market share. Sony already owns 50% of it, practically, right?
Yeah. Now
So,
that does not mean that we can just pull from Sony until there's nothing there, though. So I do understand the hang up, the need for some governmental oversight here, because it's a massive deal. $69 billion.
yeah.
We can't have everybody just kind of cannibalize PlayStation and leave them out in the cold.
Nope. Absolutely not. Dude, but they're right now, PlayStation's hammering out some of the best exclusives we've ever played.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's hard to argue where PlayStation is at right now. Dude, I love PlayStation. I love my PS5. I love the games that are on there. PSVR 2 just dropped. We're heavily involved in that right now. Loving that scenario. And then you get over to Xbox and you go, where are your exclusives at? Then we got Pentiment. Was it late last year? Early this year? Can't remember now, dude. We're like 3 months into the new year.
I think it was early this year.
Yeah, I think so. What else did we get, though, for Xbox? When you take a look at that side, right? We're trying to compare. We have God of War, we have Spider-Man, we have Wolverine. They now have Bungie's Destiny on the forefront for PlayStation, but it's still, granted, that is everywhere, right? Destiny is still everywhere. Call of Duty, though, when you talk about Xbox, Call of Duty is going to be everywhere. They don't want to cut out PlayStation. It's just that PlayStation doesn't want them to go over there solely, because in 10 years, who knows if PlayStation's getting a Call of Duty game. So,
well, I would like to say in 10 years, none of us know what the industry is going to look like, but I bet you Call of Duty is still going to be there.
I would think so, but it's just, we never hear, like, dude, you look at last generation, the Xbox One X, we never heard sales numbers.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't doing well, right? PlayStation came in. It was funny because PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 generation, Xbox owned that market, and they're always talking about their sales. PS4 comes around, everything flips. By the end of that life cycle, right? PS4 by the end of PS3 days, that is slowly overtaken where Xbox 360 was at. Then we get into PS4 and the Xbox One. All of a sudden, that Xbox One presentation tanked the platform, and then Phil Spencer comes in and picks up Don Maverick's pieces, puts the puzzle back together, and starts making traction. And this is where we're at now, with Xbox slowly starting to build, and then we see 18 million units sold. That's fantastic, right? At the end of the day, it was funny because I got my brother to finally join the world of Xbox, but he's like, which console do I use? S or the X? And I said, well, the X has this, and the PlayStation and the Series S only has this, and this. Dude, granted, the Series S is an incredible piece of hardware, so like, don't count it out. But at the end of the day, there's more storage, there's more power, there's more and more and more. And he's like, done. He just went to the X.
We were talking, I remember that conversation. I think we were talking 30% difference between teraflops and other numbers, and like, it was a substantial change.
Right? When you take a look at the longevity too and the life cycle, you want to be where you're going to last the longest. So if you're kind of going, like, take a look at the Switch. Granted, the Switch is still going today, but then now you take a look at the hardware and the games that are coming out for it, they're starting to struggle. And we don't want to see that moving forward. When you jump in brand new for a piece of hardware, you want that to last as long as possible. Granted, you buy a PC today, it's outdated tomorrow. So it's just one of those.
Do you think the difference in SKU units is why there's not as much sale on Xbox side? Because it mentions the Xbox Series X not being available, and that's going to slow some of the sales down. It seems like the S is being bought as kind of a consolation.
I think it is in some degree, right? My son has the S and he loves it. And it's smaller, it's more compact, it's easier to handle, take around if you want to kind of move it, if you're on the go.
Does it have sound? Do you hear it?
You mean like the PS4 jet engine when it turns on?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. But it's
if it was a PS4, you'd hear it from where you're at now.
Absolutely. It's interesting to see where these stats kind of lie, right? So we're just shy of 20 million for Xbox, where there's another 10 million on top of that in the world of PlayStation PS5. And I wonder if that does have something to do with, God of War, Horizon, Spider-Man,
I think it has
Wolverine. When you take a look at where is all the exclusives coming to Xbox? Where is Fable? Where's Avowed? Right? Like, where are some of these games we've heard about and yet have seen nothing? So I don't know. We're getting a couple things this year, like Minecraft Legends. Dude, I'm excited for that game, but it's not that God of War experience that you're going to get.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know. Time will tell, but time's holding on right now for Hogwarts, Scott, as 4 new releases fail to top Hogwarts Legacy. Dude, it's a juggernaut of a title.
It's going to leave a legacy, one may say.
Scott. This is James Batchelor over at Games Industry.
I heard that in Crystal's voice.
A flurry of new games arrived on shelves last week, but Hogwarts Legacy remains the biggest seller. Warner Brothers' Wizarding RPG managed a 3rd consecutive week at the number 1 of GfK's UK box charts, despite seeing sales drop by 51% week on week. Scott, the numbers are still tapering off heavily, but still holding on to that number 1 spot. Interesting to see how that works. But let's get into a couple more things here. However, there were 4 new entries in the top 10, with Switch exclusive Wii remake of Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, the highest rating at number 3. So out of the 4 newest ones, it only topped to number 3. Kirby was able to hold off from number 2 spot because of FIFA. FIFA's there. So what can you say?
Yeah, FIFA's always on the list.
Absolutely. Square Enix's retro style RPG Octopath Traveler 2 came at number 6. What else we have? Atomic Heart. Scott, that's one you've been looking forward to as well. Came to Game Pass. That one's on Game Pass right now, but it topped out at number 7. And then number 8 was another new title, Like a Dragon Ishin, came out as well. But nobody was able to take the spot from Hogwarts Legacy. You still playing? Because I know you want to, dude. And it's one of those things I've been pushed on to other things now for the show. But it's like, I have to get back, right? My son wrapped it up.
It's been a few days now. I have to get through it. Well, and it makes sense to me that it's still number 1. I wonder how long it will hold on to the first spot there, because it's really an IP, a title that was 20-something, 23 years stewing, basically.
Yeah.
Harry Potter's been programmed into my head.
It's one of those things. Now I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, when I first started Hogwarts, dude, I was doing everything, right? I'm going around and I'm scouring the castle looking for anything I can find. So you unlock the scrolls. I'm doing this. I'm doing these quests. I'm doing side quests. I'm unlocking doors. I'm looking for new chests. I'm going invisible so I can unlock the chest with the seeing eyeball. Like, dude, I was just doing everything around me. And now I've reached the point where I'm like, okay, I gotta focus on the story, right? Like I'm about to go story focus.
We're Ubisoft fans here.
Yeah. Right? You just get pulled off. There's so many different directions and ways to go and play that game. Then there's other things you can do later on that just kind of open up the game even more. I'm like, man, you could live in this world for so long right now. I think what Avalanche has created is a Harry Potter dream experience, right? Like we've been dreaming for this game for so long since we got involved in the world of Harry Potter, and then all of a sudden here we are. We have our game now, and it's been magical to say the least, right?
It has.
Yeah.
Well, and some of the magic is getting lost along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's cool to see that is coming around, and we're gonna get there, which is very exciting. I gotta finish the story, and we'll be able to move on from there. Hopefully, at one point, we'll see, dude. Because it's done so well. Do you think we get DLC? Because we just talked about it yesterday on yesterday's show. Elden Ring, 20 million sales, now getting new DLC. Kind of makes me wonder now, is Avalanche going to follow suit and give us Hogwarts Legacy DLC?
I think so. If it wasn't in the books, which I suspect it was, I think it is now. I think it certainly has to, because of just the numbers. Cash is king and money talks.
Well, where's the Quidditch match? Like, where's that? Do we Quidditch needs to be there. Like, I'm shocked that it wasn't. I do appreciate how they addressed that it's not coming, because it is. Dude, the biggest hold up for me with Hogwarts is flying on that broom. That damn thing is a pain, man. Doing some of these races, I just get so irritated.
I got used to it. I got used to it, but you have to split your brain in a way that I do on Battlefield, because I'm the pilot. That's why I think I do well.
I'm okay to fly from point A to point B and have a good time, whip through there. But all of a sudden now you're looking one way, but you're flying the other, and you got to man, the races.
I know exactly
the balloons,
what the issue is with you.
I'm like, I'm getting so frustrated. But
you're using the wrong thumbstick. That's all.
Yeah, I hear you. I just want to see where I'm going, right? And then turn me that way. And it's not turning. I'm like, oh, I'm looking this way. It's still going this way. Like, come on, stop doing that to me. Dude, speaking of stop, just give it up already. It's Final Fantasy 16 won't make its way to PC for 6 months after release on the PS5, says Yoshida. Dude, PS5 fans are going to be in for a treat. I've seen a lot of feedback coming in yesterday that Final Fantasy 16 is an incredible experience. A bunch of previews went up, and it seems to. Are you interested in Final Fantasy 16?
I am, yeah. I think as time goes on more, I'm getting more and more intrigued because I see a lot of talk there. This is not going to be a JRPG.
Yeah.
It's the J is being thrown to the side because of some belief that sets the wrong opinion in people's minds when they play it, and I can understand that. But it seems like we're getting to a little more Devil May Cry kind of combat.
Cool. I could be down for that. This is Stephanie Jackson over VG 24/7. The game will remain a PS5 exclusive for a while, it seems, she says. Final Fantasy 16 producer Naoki Yoshida has said a PC version of the game will not release within 6 months of the PS5 version. Yeah, that's kind of... I'm not surprised. Dude, there's an agreement locked in here with PlayStation. That's what's going on, right? Speaking on a PlayStation blog, Japan, Yoshida has pretty much made it clear not to expect a PC version anytime soon, as the team has spent so much time and money optimizing the PS5 version. However, that does not mean a PC version is out of the question. Quote, first of all, it is true that Final Fantasy 16 is a 6-month limited time exclusive on the PlayStation 5 platform, end quote, said Yoshida. Quote, however, it is a completely different story than that the PC version will be released in a half year. Dude, this is just welcome to converting over to English. However,
that gets difficult.
However, it is completely different story that the PC version will release in half of a year. I'm just reading what's in front of me. I will make it clear, but the PC version will not come out in half a year. So in 6 months, we're not getting it in 6 months, is basically what he's saying. Quote, okay. This is because we spent a lot of time and money optimizing the PS5 platform to deliver the best gaming experience. Of course, I would like to see a PC version at some point so that everyone can play as many games as possible. Nice. I like that. However, even if we start optimizing the PC version after the PS5 version comes out, we won't be able to optimize it in half a year. So it won't come out in a short span of half a year. I would like to release it eventually, and I think I will, but I am not at the stage where I can say when. End quote.
Okay.
Scott, so it's not off the table, my friend. Sounds like PC will be getting Final Fantasy 16, but right now, there has been a deal also signed with PlayStation to keep it exclusive, meaning no Xbox as well.
Well, that's until Phil Spencer comes and buys up all of Square.
Buy Square Enix next. You know what? You guys can keep your Call of Duty. We're going for Square.
Bloody corporate warfare.
Oh man, right? So, it is what it is. These deals are made. These deals are made to help produce the game. And Final Fantasy, dude, it's just been year after year. Every time it releases, I just go PlayStation. Like I automatically think PlayStation. Dude, I remember us playing. I can't believe I'm going to say this. We played Final Fantasy 15 on Stadia.
Yeah, that was good.
Right? We had a good time. I was shocked to see it there, but we had a good time, hung out and played it over there. But yeah,
you
here
just
we go.
Reminded me, I need to play the multiplayer. I still haven't done that. And I'm like 8 years behind.
That's not going to happen. Yeah.
Well, my supposed partner on the multiplayer doesn't play games anymore, so I'm really out.
Well, there you
Only
go.
Pokemon Go for him.
Really?
Still going strong, Pokemon Go.
Well, it is what it is. Just like Final Fantasy 16. So it is coming out in June, I believe. Final Fantasy 16. So PlayStation 5 players can get it over there this summer, which would be cool. I want to
2024 is maybe when I'll start trying to look for it on PC.
On PC, absolutely. Scott, let's get into the next topic as EA lays off entire division of 200 plus Apex Legends QA testers over a Zoom call. Tom Henderson over at Insider Gaming has this to say. First reported by Kotaku and since corroborated by insider gaming sources, EA has laid off over 200 of its QA testers who have worked on Apex Legends at its Baton Rouge office. The team at Baton Rouge has recently been focused on Apex Legends, but has worked on multiple games over the past years, including games like Battlefield 2042. Sources tell Insider Gaming that the entire Baton Rouge division was called to a mandatory Zoom meeting this morning, where it was announced the entire Baton Rouge QV/QA division will be closing. According to several sources, not even Baton Rouge management was made aware of the announcement. Scott, what is going on?
Ouch. Yeah, kind of jumping across the chain of command there too.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stylistic choices, I'll say, I don't really appreciate about this. That is number one. Number two being a Zoom call. It's kind of, I don't know if there is a way I would prefer to be fired, but
it just sucks. It sucks. Yeah. QA testers, hopefully they'll be able to find another role in another company somewhere. But a big shock coming out of EA this morning with 200 plus just getting laid off just like that. Dude, the games industry right now is changing. There's a lot of layoffs going on. There's a lot of controversial moments kind of going up and down throughout our industry over the past year, I would say even. And it's just, I don't know. At this point, is anything surprising? I don't know. Like, nothing's for certain, that's for sure. But
I could literally see aliens tomorrow, and I would not be surprised. That's just the world we live in.
At this
and
point,
all of the industries are following suit.
Man, hopefully everybody can land on their feet and get that sorted out. But Apex Legends, dude, what's this mean then for Apex? Like, if you just dropped 200
there's
QA
another
testers,
kind of surprising bit there. It's Apex being what I thought would be the cash cow.
I would think so. Right now, it is one of the top battle royale games to go to, and they keep expanding. So wouldn't you still need some of them? But 200 of them gone just like that? I don't know, man. A lot of questions there. Those are gone. But what's up though, Scott, is Sons of Forest sells 2 million in 24 hours.
Yeah, that's right. This broke Steam.
Yeah, End Night Games over on Twitter had this to say, "Hey everyone, thanks to those who have joined us in early access journey into Sons of the Forest. We have sold over 2 million copies in the first 24 hours and are very excited for what we have in store for players in the coming weeks." Scott, you can check this out. This is not for me.
I really do want to. Yeah, this is good. It reminds me of some of the games we've played actually years ago now for review. But just that survival building kind of thing. I have some friends that bought it. They really want me in, but
nice.
Not a lot of time in the day these weeks.
No, there's not. So congrats to the team over there at End Night Games. That's exciting news, right? That really helps kind of push them forward, get their vision taken care of, and hopefully worked on, and add more and more content for those who've jumped in. And it seems like there's a lot of people who jumped in. So
yeah,
dude, what's people are trying to jump into right now though is Destiny 2 Lightfall won't launch on Xbox Series X and S. Yeah, here's how to fix it. This is Connor McCarr over VGC.
Is this the PlayStation exclusivity thing?
No, there's a bug.
I can't get it out of my head.
There's a bug. Bungie is aware of the problem, is working on it. In the meantime, there's a way of working around it and making it work. So here's what you got to do. All right, I want to get people caught up. So hopefully you can get into the game and have a good time. So once the bug has been fixed outright, you should be able to re-download everything. Here's the things you got to do. You have to delete some of the content, Scott. First, you need to make your way to the DLC menu for Destiny 2. To get there, follow these steps. Close Destiny 2 app. If it is running, hover over the Destiny 2 on the console menu, press the menu button, select Manage Game and Add-ons. Select Destiny 2. You should now be presented with a list of all the available DLC. Here's what you need to uninstall. Forsaken, Destiny 2 Forsaken, Black Armory, Joker's Wild, Penumbra, Annual Pass, Expansion 1, Curse of Osiris, and Expansion 2, Warmind. Hopefully that, Scott, will be enough to get you guys all sorted out and back up and running. We do have a game out today, Scott. What is it, my friend?
We have Leap on PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, XS, and PC.
And just like that, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us. This has been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. You can always join us live at noon Eastern over on Twitch and YouTube. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later. InsideTheGame.ca and podcast services, TV streaming networks around the globe. Until tomorrow, everybody, I'm Drew. That's Scott. We'll see you inside the game.